Hey y'all, and this week on How You Grievin the podcast, I got a special guest. All right, my soul brother, my lot brother, he is a healer. He be speaking that healing on TikTok. I want y'all to welcome Mr. Vintage, the man in the chair did not go back.
Yeah, so the main question is first off, thank you for being here. But
Thank
the
you
main
for the invite.
question is, yes, the main question is, how you grieving?
How am I grieving? Hmm. So, I'm grieving in a lot of ways right now. Last year, I would say, if the worst year in my adulthood. I had three deaths back to back. I lost my grandfather, whom I really didn't know. I had met him one time when he was diagnosed with cancer. Being around him, I connected the dots about myself because I was like, why do I look like this? And what about my life is so different from my siblings and from my family in general? And then being to him, I was like, oh, this is why, because I am you. This is where I get this from. Like as far as like my stature, it was hard because I had just met him and then of course he transitioned out. And so
Yes,
it's like as an adult to meet your grandfather from a relationship with him after so many years, like in my 40s. This was, you know, and it's like, and then he transitions out. It's like you're left with all these still unanswered questions, shoulda, coulda, woulda, is why, da da da. And so when I was literally spreading his ashes at this memorial, I got a call that morning saying that my aunt passed away. She was that aunt who I was everywhere with her, and she was like a almost like another mom to me. And her daughter, my cousin, we were like besties, and like just like a great woman. And so it hit me hard. It was like, okay, now two people like close to me, very dear to me, have like transitioned out. I'm like, what is going on? I try to look for lessons in life for everything that happens, even in death. I think there's a lesson, and it's like I don't know. Sometimes I can't find what that is because like I think
yeah,
because like I haven't I'm either in the moment I'm not I don't have the capacity I don't have the option to step out of it to actually look, to feel and experience the, what I'm going through about what's happening. And so I just keep going and going and going
keep going.
and going. Yeah. And so when I got back from spreading my grandfather's ashes, I of course had to go fly back out and go to DC to Maryland to bury my aunt. When I got back, I got into this accident, totaled my car, got hit by a semi twice.
Gee,
Yeah, and I was okay. Nothing happened to me. I was so,
nothing happened.
nothing. It was like grace of God. It was like nothing happened. I was little, you know, that was my first accident in life driving. Like I've never like, and so I was shook a little bit and that it all happened, but like it was nothing happened to me, so I was grateful for that. And then immediately after that, my great niece, 2.5 months old, passed away. And this happened. This is all between the month of March and May.
How old did you say she was?
2.5 months.
2.5 months.
Yeah, she was 2 weeks away from her 3 month birthday. Her 3 months being 3 months. So it was a hit hard, another hit hard because for my niece's first baby, my sister's first grandchild, my siblings are just becoming grandparents. I've been a grandparent for 11 years.
You have?
Yeah, I have a 29-year-old daughter,
Wow.
28, 29, or yeah, and a 7-month-old granddaughter and an 11-year-old grandson and an
Oh,
18-year-old
wow.
son who I adopted in 2021.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a hit hard to that. and my family never experienced a death like that. And now, because it's a year now that all that happened, the deaths and all that,
Yeah.
I'm now out of it and able to reflect on it. So I'm feeling everything, all the emotions I wasn't able to feel then, I'm
You're
feeling
feeling
now.
them now.
Yeah,
So
it's all hitting me now
so pretty much you didn't have time to grieve last year.
at all, at all, at
Wow.
all. Yeah, and it's. I was like, over the past couple of months, I was like, I don't know, I was irritable, like weird, like feeling kind of weird. I'm like, what is going on? Like in my thoughts, I was like trying to figure out what it was, and I realized I was like, you know what? It's because I'm out of it, and now I'm able to reflect
Yep.
and look back at all that stuff that happened last year in that short period of time. And now I'm feeling all the emotions of it now. And that's why I'm like irritable and like I'm triggered. I
Yep.
feel sometimes I feel guilty about like living because I'm out here living life that's like it's golden. Like it is golden, but
It is.
I'm out here living life like I have no family, no children. And I have like children and the whole like I have my own little family, but I am not allowed to be part of their lives, not because of me, because of them, you know? So I have come to terms with that
Mhm.
and I'm okay with it. And I mean, just because you're a family member and this is child, mother, father, whoever, my philosophy is that does not give you the right to stress me the fuck out
It does not.
at
And I need
all.
you to just say that one more time for the people, just in case they didn't hear you.
It's my philosophy that whether you family, parent, child, whatever it does not give you the right to stress me the fuck out. It does not. And so I am not doing that.
So how does this like show up in your daily, like all of these things that you've experienced within like the year?
I sometimes I wake up and it's sometimes it's difficult for me to get up and get started like day to day because like those things are on my mind like I where I pictured my life now is not where it is
Okay.
because of those like mainly because of the doings of my children but like I can't like death is death you know we're all going to transition at some point. I think I've experienced more death than anybody has and like most people in their lifetime. Like
That's insane.
I'm serious. Like my
Yeah.
grandfather passed away in the bed next to me at 3 years old.
So
Yeah.
like, does that still affect you?
Yes.
Hmm.
Like as an adult, when before like when the house was still standing, I couldn't even go in the room. And when I would, I would turn the light off and I would like run out. But like my first experience was like, yeah, that was my first experience with death at 3 years old. And
At
so
3.
at three, yeah. And I was like, I used to sleep with my grandfather and my grandmother when I visited my dad, when I was visiting my dad. But at 3 years old, and like he had a heart attack in his sleep. My grandmother passed in 1992. We were very, very close. Kid you not. I got a letter in the mail, and I kid you not. It was a picture. This is how I found out my grandmother was passed. My grandmother died. It was a picture of my grandmother in a casket. That's how I found out my
So
grandmother
like,
passed at 12 years old.
so do you still like have visions of that?
Yes, yes, I do. Because I've also found because what I think why it lingers that memory is because my grandmother I found out my grandmother asked to see me multiple times,
Hmm.
and then no one never brought me to her. No one ever told me nothing. And then like to get that picture in the mail, a Polaroid of her like in the casket was like crazy. And so my feelings around death have always been like it just hits me different because like My cousin, who was like my brother to me, we were like 1 year apart. He died at 18. And that was like, there was like, it was like all these people that were like I was like really extremely close with.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're
Mm-hmm.
young, like relationship, like you're the closest to like your family and like your cousins and stuff is like pivotal to like you know, kind of navigating life.
Yes.
And I, in those when I was young, during that time is when I experienced like, I think because I experienced death the way I did then, like as an adult, I've almost become numb to it.
Okay.
Almost, I've
Mm-hmm.
become numb to it. It's like it's almost like I literally like have no emotion in it. It's like really crazy to me. It's weird. Like like I just cried this month, last month,
Mm-hmm.
for my grandfather last year. Like
Yep.
everything. And because like I almost like I kick into this, okay, let's just deal with it, da da da. And what happens is I'm always like, I get into like, okay, let me be strong for everybody else. And I don't allow myself time and the space to grieve.
Yeah,
To,
and I
yeah.
think like
Mhm.
that's definitely a thing. And then
Mhm.
also like you've experienced it so much, so you have become numb. And then when it happens in that moment, you're just like, okay, well, we just got to keep moving on. Okay, we're gonna go to the funeral. Let's just keep moving on. And then it hits you
Yeah.
randomly.
Yeah.
So with you experiencing all of that, this is I ask everybody this question, like, how does it shape the way you treat people now?
I want closer relationships because I want to make sure that I spend valuable time with people before they, leave this earth. Like my grandmother right now has been living with stage 3 cancer. I just try to like,
Okay.
I don't, because you'll never find closure, or get the answer they truly want to give you closure.
Okay.
Mhm.
You believe that?
For me, yes. For me, for the people that I need closure from, yes. Because
Yeah. That's interesting. So yeah.
I
Go
feel
ahead. I'm
like,
sorry.
if you haven't started to heal, because I think we're always healing, we're never healed. We're always healing. If you haven't started to do the work to
Yes.
start healing, then you don't have the capacity to give closure to someone, because giving closure to that person means you would have to identify and accept the wrongdoing that you've done, and that only comes through doing the work and approaching your trauma.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you say to people, to other folks, right?
hmm
That I'm gonna point out the folks, us
hmm
specifically, that had those experiences growing up, dealing with family secrets and a lot of death. Like how or what do you say to them how to like keep going or like acknowledge those experiences happen and still keep pushing?
so I would say one, your relationship with God, whoever your higher power is, and then secondly, look within. Like I think the answers are always within ourselves. You know, I think we are conditioned to look to externally to fix ourselves,
Yeah.
and it's not always the answer. Sometimes it's within us. We just have to like be woke enough and able to identify those areas and come to terms with things that we try to hide and run away from. Grief to me means it like so much more than what I think thought it would just attach to death. But I understand now it
Yeah.
is not.
It plays a role, a part of like in everything.
Yeah, I see that. I see that now. It's yeah.
Yeah. Yes, people, you can grieve people while they're still alive. Yes. Family members that you don't talk to, or family members that you stopped talking to, all of that.
Hmm. Like I miss them, but it's also something else.
Yeah,
You know?
it's the, I guess it's like a loss or the discontinuance of a relationship that once was.
Yeah,
So then you have to figure out how to work through that.
yeah,
And
and
eventually
that's
you just get there and you just be
you
like,
do,
okay.
you do.
Also, that is where your external friends come from and those external relationships,
Hmm.
right? That you just have to build and form as your own family. You have to
Yeah.
create your own. Unfortunately, despite the one that you have that's running through the bloodline, sometimes you really just have to create your own and say, okay, I know y'all still exist. Y'all are over there. When the time
Hmm.
is right, eventually we'll see each other again, or maybe we just really won't. And I'll only get phone calls for funerals,
Yeah, yeah, that,
and it'll
yeah.
be a reunion then, if I go.
If I, yeah, exactly that part, that
Yeah,
part.
I mean, it just is what it is. It's a part of life. It's just the way it is.
It is. It definitely is. It's just the way of life. So,
You can't, we, as much as we want to be a part of people's lives, we can't force relationships, unfortunately. Because you're not the only one having these experiences. So
mhm.
people need to hear it that things
Yeah,
exist and that things are really happening. It ain't just on
yeah.
TV. Like people out here just going through real things.
So I appreciate you asking me, and I'm honored to be like on this podcast. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, So one thing we got to do is I got to remind the people what this podcast is about. So I'm
Hmm.
not your teacher. I've learned a lot from my own journey. And just remember the How You Grieving podcast is just where we share real stories, real pain, and we heal. That's it.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
Mr. Vintage, enjoy the rest of your day.
Mhm.
And thank you.
Thank you.